And okay, presidency communication. Do I have it this way? Yes. Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025, President Mahama suspends Chief Justice after setting up a committee to probe petitions. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 1466 of the Constitution, in consultation with the Council of State, determined that a prima facie case has been established in respect of 3 petitions against the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu. The President has consequently established a committee in compliance with Article 1466 of the Constitution, in consultation with the Council of State, with the following composition to inquire into the petitions which have been referred to them. Justice Gabriel Scott Poamine, Justice of the Supreme Court. Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu, Justice of the Supreme Court, member. Gabriel Poamine is chairman. Mr. Daniel Yao Domlevel, former Auditor General and member of Oral. What's happening? Former and member of Oral is also a member of the committee. Military Major Flora Bazwanura Dalugo, member, Ghana Armed Forces. Professor James Sefa Jiza, Associate Professor, University of Ghana, member, pursuant to Article 14610 of the Constitution, and in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, the President has, by a warrant, suspended the Chief Justice with immediate effect, pending the outcome of the committee's proceedings. These are the members of the panel, the committee. Today I've been talking to my producer. I say panel and he gets confused. He says, do you mean the committee? Yes, I mean the committee. So forgive me, viewers, if I interchange the panel with the committee, but it's committee. That's the correct nomenclature. Justice Gabriel Scott Poamine is a beautiful, nice man. But as we know, there's a petition that was forwarded to the President about the removal of Gabriel Scott Poamine from the Supreme Court. That petition, the President forwarded it to Gertrude Saki Tokonu, the Chief Justice. That petition is before the Chief Justice. So Poamine is going to sit on a petition about which a prima facie has been made against the Lord Chief Justice. Poamine was selected by President John Dramani Mahama to sit on the committee. Poamine has a petition against him right now. So we don't know. Do you know, viewers? I don't know. The lawyers, are you there? Please, can you send a text message to Good Evening Ghana Official? Let's look at it. Because Justice Gabriel Poamine has a petition pending against him for his removal from the Supreme Court. It's standing there. I have the petition. It's forwarded to the Lord Chief Justice, forwarded by President Mahama. So President Mahama, weeks ago, wrote to the Lord Chief Justice that, have a look at it, pursuant to Article 146, isn't it? That when there's a petition against a Supreme Court judge, you forward it to the Lord Chief Justice. President Mahama did that in fulfillment of his duties as president. Then President Mahama also nominates the same said judge about whom there's a petition against, which has been forwarded to the Chief Justice for a prima facie determination to be made, which the Chief Justice has forwarded to Gabriel Poamine for his responses, so that she will be able to make the prima facie decision. Now, we wake up this morning and Gabriel Poamine is chairing the committee that is going to listen to the petition against the Lord Chief Justice. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Then there's Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu. Nice man, beautiful man. He's a great lecturer as well. I hear he teaches very well. Now, who is Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu? Justice Kwame Adibu Asiedu, who is a member of this committee, is the same said judge who did not show up because he was unwell for the hearing of the matters that were raised in the writ of Asifwa relating to the injunction that was purportedly being prepared by the plaintiffs for the hearing of the court against the process of the Chief Justice's impeachment. So there was a legal action that was filed. You know, you saw the Attorney General in court, you saw Godfrey Dami in court, and the Attorney General came and they said that the first day the Attorney General didn't come. So the case was not heard. It was rescheduled. It was rescheduled until last week, Wednesday. Last week, Wednesday, everybody went to court. All the media were there. We were told by the president of the court or by the lawyers that one judge, one of the 5 judges, is not able to sit. And so the case didn't happen. The said judge who was unable to sit is His Lordship, Mr. Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu. He it was who couldn't sit. For which reason the application was not heard. And the application was rescheduled till May 6th. Now, in constituting the panel, President John Dramani Mahama nominates Justice Kwame Adibu Asiedu to sit. Some of the lawyers are telling me this evening that he may recuse himself because he's already on the panel. The panel will hear the matter on 6th of May. He has been asked to sit for the impeachment of the Chief Justice. There's a clear conflict of sorts. I don't know how you call it, whether it's conflict of interest, conflicts of philosophy, conflict of appointment. I don't know. But there's a kind of conflict of sorts, isn't there? There is. So, Adibu Asiedu has been nominated by the president to sit on the committee, not the panel, the committee that is to look at the Chief Justice's situation to make a determination whether she should remain as Chief Justice or whether she should take a bow and get fired out and get disgraced. This Justice Kwame Adibu Asiedu, he didn't show up for the case. He was unwell. Now, he's nominated to to be on the committee that is to determine whether the Lord Chief Justice has done something wrong or not. Gabriel Pama has a petition pending. Maybe I'll give you the details of the petition. I don't know whether I'm able to do that. I'll consult the lawyers during the break. When I consult, they say I should show you. I will show you the petition. As for Daniel Domlevo, he's my man. You know, those of us who come from the south, Sogakopa, Jelukopa, Adudome, Keta, we are brothers. Those of us who come from the south, we are the same. So I don't know whether he's from Jelukopa or Sogakopa, but if you are Jelukopa, you are Sogakopa, you are Adudome, Denu, we are the same. So Domlevo is my brother, yeah. Daniel Yao Domelevo is on the panel. That's understandable. That's understandable. Auditor General, the matters that were raised about auditing, that's really understandable. That's understandable. And then we have armed forces people. I don't like talking about them publicly, so I will not mention the armed forces lady, the major. Major, I salute you. I salute you. Professor James Sefa Jiza. You may not know of her, but yes, she's on the panel as well. This is the matter that is going to occupy our attention tonight on Good Evening Ghana and many other nights to come. So bompaya eya kai Ghana shre unyankopon fagana shensa. All right. Now let me tell you a story about you. Any democracy, we have 3 arms of government: the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. In the wisdom of the people who were discussing democracy in ancient Greece, and I refer to Cicero, Plato, Aristotle, and all of them. My favorite is Aristotle. The next favorite is Cicero. Now, in their wisdom, they decided that the ballot box should reflect the leadership of the executive and parliament. But the ballot box should not reflect leadership in the judiciary. Over many years of democracy, some people, even including some states in the United States, subject the ballot box to choices in the judiciary. So people run in New York to become Attorney General of New York by the ballot box. The Supreme Court in America is not elected. They don't do that. But in some of these federal arrangements, federal countries in the United States, Switzerland, Nigeria, and all of the South Africa, and those federal places, some states have the state attorney general subjected to the ballot box. Okay. In Ghana, we don't, because we are a unitary state. We're a small country. So we go by the tenets of the Platonic prescriptions for democracy, or the Cicerorean prescriptions for democracy, or the Aristotelian prescriptions for democracy. All right. Now, in those prescriptions, the ballot box is for executive and judiciary, executive and legislature. The reason why they don't add judiciary in their wisdom is that there should be one standing, one organization that does not look at itself as partisan. They are appointed by the executive and confirmed by the legislature, both of whom are elected by the ballot box. But once they become Chief Justice, Supreme Court Judge, Court of Appeal Judge, High Court Judge, we call them the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court. We call them the Superior Courts of Judicature. All right. So the ballot box here is to vote president and his ministers executive. Vote the president, he chooses his minister executive. Vote the parliament and they choose their speaker. All right. The reason why we do not subject judiciary to this is that when the populace have voted for legislature and for president and the work that they will do, the judiciary is there as a catalyst, as a bulwark, as a standing authority to protect the democracy. That is why, should I go from the start? Let me pick one. That is why in the year 2000, John Agyekum Kufuor was elected as president of Ghana by the ballot box. He was elected. Prepare Mr. Chikata's photograph. I'm coming there. Agyekum Kufuor was elected as president of Ghana. He and his party, the New Patriotic Party, won the parliament as well. They won it. And then, okay, I'll come to this in a minute. Let me finish with this one. And then, they won the parliament. Is that 2000? Yeah, 2000 is here. Okay. Yes, thank you. In the year 2000, NPP had 99, NDC had 92. I'll come to this 69. NPP won the presidency and won the legislature. But NPP did not win the judiciary because nobody wins the judiciary. So, right in front of J.A. Kufuor, the Supreme Court gave a verdict to Chachu Chikata. Mr. Chikata was being prosecuted under something called Fast Track High Court. Mr. Chikata had the confidence to go to the court because the court is not ballot. The court was not elected in December. The court was not elected in the second round. No. So he took his matter to the court that the people that you have elected, they are dealing with me the wrong way. And the court, by a Supreme Court majority, said no. There's nothing like fast track high courts in the manner that you are doing it. Let Chikata go. Haven't we seen it? We've seen it. Recently, 2020 elections, the ballots, the verdict of the ballot went to the MPP by one, albeit. The verdict of the presidency went to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his attorney general were prosecuting Kaysel Atu-Forson. The criminal process suggests that the attorney general will say his own, forgive my language. The defense counsel will say their own. Then the court will decide whether enough has been said for defense counsel to open their defense. When the matter was dealt with in the High Court, the High Court determined that Kaysel Atu-Forson has a case to answer because the Attorney General has made a point against him. Atu-Forson, today the Finance Minister, he took his matter to the Court of Appeal. Why did Atu-Forson have the confidence to take his matter to the Court of Appeal? Because the judiciary is not ballot box. They are not NDC. They are judiciary. The Court of Appeal, judges who were appointed by Akufo-Addo, they looked at the matter and said Kaysel Atu-Forson should go free. The High Court was wrong. Why didn't Atu-Forson take his matter to the president? Because president is partisan. Why didn't Atu-Forson take his matter to the parliament? Because parliament is partisan. But he went to the court. Kaysel Atu-Forson, he went to the court. Because the court is not ballot box. So you can go and speak to the judge. He's an independent thinker. He was appointed by Akufo-Addo means nothing. And Kaysel Atu-Forson is working today because the Court of Appeal under Akufo-Addo, judges appointed by Akufo-Addo, 3 judges appointed by Akufo-Addo, made a determination that Kaysel Atu-Forson is free. That is the essence of the judiciary and its opposite relationship with the ballot box. The crisis that we are suffering today is that it appears that the NDC, having won overwhelmingly in the parliament and overwhelmingly in the presidency, also want to transfer that victory to the judiciary. So they are uncomfortable with a judge who they cannot call and say, from victory unto victory, the NDC shall lead. The judge won't sing that song. Is it that the NDC is looking for a judge who will sing that song? So that the NDC has presidency, they have parliament, and then they also have judiciary. Everyone thought Akufo-Addo had judiciary. They said unanimous FC. Then Daniel Domelevo, one of the people who had a brutal fight with Akufo-Addo, and I stood here and made Akufo-Addo's point against Daniel Domelevo. But I'm not the court. As soon as the Supreme Court made a decision that Akufo-Addo was wrong in the removal of Daniel Domelevo, I shut up. I obeyed the court. I see Domelevo as Sugakope. I said, oh, bro, how are you doing? And he said, you. Yeah, I get it. You, I get it. But the Supreme Court has spoken. Today in Ghana, what we are being told is that the one who wins the presidency by the ballot, who also wins the judiciary, who also wins the parliament, must also win the judiciary. That is a disaster for democracy. Development is our goal indeed. Development is our goal. When I say development is our goal, I'm singing the NDC anthem. Stand up for Ghana, ye patriots of the land. Forward and seek your future. Development our goal. From victory on... That's it. You don't know the NDC anthem. Okay, it's this. Arise for Ghana, ye patriots of the land. Forward into a secure future. Forward into a secure future. Development our goal. From victory. That's what they say. Development is indeed our goal. And this is what has happened. That the NDC has such an overwhelming majority. Now, okay, take me to the calendar. Yes. 1969. The Busia MPP people won 105 seats out of 140. See how overwhelming. Calculate it. It's far more than 2/3. In 69. The MPP won the presidency by that huge margin because the election was only parliament. Prime Minister Busia became the prime minister. He's one there. Thank you very much, producer. Prime Minister Busia became the prime minister. Look at the overwhelming number. Please put the number again. Look at the overwhelming number. MPP won 105 over 140. Prime Minister Busia and his government decided to sack civil servants. We have been here for long. He sacked civil servants, 69. One of the civil servants, his name is Salah. He went to court and said, why has the government dismissed me? The Supreme Court, by a majority of judges appointed by the military people who were MPP, they said that Busia cannot sack 574 civil servants. Mr. Salah, nobody can sack you. The case celebrated among jurists is called Salah versus the Attorney General. Everybody in law school reads that case. That's why we all meet Mrs. Anija again. May she rest in peace. Fantastic woman. May she rest in peace. Philip Archer was in that. May he rest in peace. Akiyomi was in that. May he rest in peace. This is what happened. The court held together. Come to 79. Please, come to 79. Because of time, I won't go to the details. 79. Give me the figures of 79. Liman had been elected as president of Ghana. Okay. The vote. Out of 140 with 4-5 parties, Liman's party had 71. They just crossed the line. So the PNP had the parliament, and of course the PNP had the presidency. And the PNP decided that they would change the Chief Justice. His name was Modesto Apalu. Modesto Apalu, one of the most distinguished judges we can ever have. If you hear Akufo-Addo talk about Modesto Apalu, you will clap. If Akufo-Addo is telling you who Modesto Apalu is, you will clap. You enjoy the conversation, you will clap. Apalu was brilliant. The PNP felt that Apalu was UP. Apalu wasn't UP. He's a middle there. He's a middle. But he's scholarly. And I'm sure his friends were Buzia and Edward Akufo-Addo and all those. He had friends like that because he was very scholarly, okay? So the PMP came and said they would change Apalu. The Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. You can win the presidency, you can win the parliament, but this Supreme Court is not political. It's law, it's legal, and we'll stand in the middle. That's why the scale of justice is here. It's here, stands in the middle. The Supreme Court determined in 1979 that no way the government cannot remove Apalu. Apalu will be the Chief Justice. There's a way the government went about it. I don't have too much time, I can't say it, so I'll leave it. So you can research it. The case is entitled Tufuo versus the Attorney General. Last one. 1992. That one some of us can relate to. The NDC had 189 seats. This is Rawlings, the president of the time. Please give me back the figures. Let me show them. The NDC had 189 seats, over 200. This is the biggest majority we've ever had in the world. You will not get a majority like that. 200 seats. National Democratic Congress, NDC, had 189. So they had more than 2/3, 95% of the parliament was theirs. And then J.J. Rawlings was elected as president. They had the presidency and they had the parliament. And then they came and said they want to celebrate 31st December because they are King Kong soldiers. They have come from 31st, whether you like it or not, whether constitution or not, they will celebrate. Peter Ala Ajete. Oh, when I mention Peter, you have to bow. Great man.